Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Sunday, December 20th. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to their Sunday so far. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the next relief package and the second stimulus check. I'll also be discussing unemployment, where we stand as far as negotiations go, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so even though it seems like members of Congress hardly ever work on the weekends, they are this weekend scrambling in order to finish off a virus relief deal. At this point, we're just a day away from another possible government shutdown if they don't pass another government funding bill. And even though it seemed like we were closer than ever to reaching a deal over the past week, the talks hit a snag over the past couple of days over a dispute dealing with the Federal Reserve's emergency lending powers. As mentioned, Senator Toomey wants to place restrictions on the Federal Reserve's emergency lending powers, which some Democrats say could put them in a tough spot if and when Biden takes office. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer said it is totally political and, in my opinion, a putrid political effort to diminish President Biden's authority. However, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell doesn't believe this issue is a big deal, saying that they will ultimately resolve this issue. The other issue, as we have also detailed, has to do with these stimulus checks and how much they will be for. In the current bill, which has wide bipartisan support, the checks would only be for $600. However, unlike in the CARES Act, dependents even over the age of 17 will also be eligible to receive these $600. Even though $600 is certainly better than nothing at all, Senators Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders have teamed up to fight for more. They say that after all these months and everything Americans have gone through, they deserve at least $1,200. Hawley wants to see $1,200 for adults and at least $500 for kids, which is the same as the CARES Act. Both of them tried to force a vote for a standalone bill to include that measure back on Friday, but Senator Ron Johnson objected each time, saying that the next relief package should be more targeted. Josh Hawley said, "Nothing could be more targeted, no relief could be more important than relief for working people." The senator is right. This body has spent trillions of dollars this year alone on virus relief. We're getting ready to spend apparently another $1 trillion more, and yet working people are told they may be last if they get relief at all. Now, the rules in the Senate say that any senator can request to pass a bill, but any bill can be blocked if one of their colleagues object. In this case, since Hawley's colleague, Ron Johnson, objected to the bill, it did not pass. Ron Johnson said, "I'm not heartless. I want to help people. I also am concerned about our children's future." Now, I'm sure if Johnson didn't object, another lawmaker most likely would have, but it's pretty interesting that Johnson would want to be seen as a villain, especially when he's up for re-election in 2022. Of course, even though that bill didn't pass, there's still a slim chance we could see $1,200 checks in the bill. Josh Hawley, Bernie Sanders, and Chuck Schumer are going to continue to fight to get that amount in the bill, arguing that families should be first, not last. Over the past week, they have threatened to not pass a long-term government funding bill if they don't include $1,200 stimulus checks, but let's see how seriously other lawmakers take their threat. I say, considering they're already using a lot of unused funds from the CARES Act, and since they're only going to be extending the unemployment benefits for 10 weeks rather than 16, they should go ahead and double the amount. While I can understand that some lawmakers want to keep the spending down in the next bill, they should at least make sure American families are taken care of first. After you take care of American families, then you can start bailing out corporations and other entities. So as pressure continues to build among our congressional leaders to get something passed, they hope to get something finalized today. If not, Senator John Thune has said it's possible this could roll over into tomorrow, so we'll just have to wait and see. Today should be a wild one to wrap up the weekend, and we just have to hope that our lawmakers will do the right thing, reach a compromise, and pass the best bill possible for American people. And in the meantime, all we can continue to do is hang in there, stay strong, and hope for the best. In unemployment news, in California, thousands of self-employed and gig workers just received the notification that they may have to pay back thousands of dollars from the unemployment benefits they have already received. That's right, just days before Christmas, people are being alerted by the state that, hey, you were paid too much in unemployment benefits, and now we need all that money back. Now on the channel over the past month, I've detailed similar stories with other states, so California is just another state added to the list. Apparently, self-employed workers needed a net income of a certain amount in order to qualify for the maximum benefit of $450 per week. Those with less income would only get a lesser prorated amount. So because of these errors, even if made in good faith, many families are going to be sending hundreds or thousands of dollars to the state rather than to their kids and family this Christmas. That's if they even have the money, considering many people have already spent all that money on rent and other bills at this point in time. Most people who are receiving these unemployment benefits aren't figuring that they need to set any of it aside. It's just not something they are factoring in. Also, with the benefits from PUA ending in less than 1 week, these same people have to hope that Congress can get moving real soon to extend these benefits on a longer term basis. Otherwise, not only will they have to pay back a lot of their benefits, but they'll also be cut off completely. With that said, as mentioned, Congress better get moving very soon. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can, but for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of today's video, which is from Carol. Carol says, when will checks be going to the people? Okay, thank you so much for your question, Carol, and that is still completely up in the air. At the moment, there is no official deadline, but Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin did say that once the next relief package is passed, with stimulus checks in it, the checks should begin to go out 1 week after the bill is passed. However, since they may not be able to send the checks out to everyone at once, some people may have to wait a couple weeks, and some people even longer than that. With that said, since the IRS already has everyone's information from the first round of stimulus payments, they should be going out much quicker this time around, which is really good news. I would expect that the majority of us will receive the next stimulus payment 2 to 3 weeks after the next relief package ends up passing, which means that more than likely we will receive the next stimulus payment at some point in early January. So at this point, we just have to hope that our lawmakers can get moving, pass this bill, so we can all receive the next round of payments. Okay, moving right along to the next question of today's video, which is from Christina. Christina says, how do I update my bank information? Okay, thank you so much for your question, Christina, and I'm assuming that you're asking how you can update your bank account information so you can have the next stimulus check sent to your new bank account. If so, you should be able to do that through the payment portal once or if they pass the next relief package with a stimulus check in it. If you try to do it now, all the payment portal will say is when you receive the first stimulus payment and which date it was deposited. So you won't be able to update it at this point in time. However, as mentioned, once they pass the next relief package, you should be able to log back into the payment portal, and at that point in time, it should give you an option to update your bank account information. With that said, it's certainly possible they may have another portal by the time this next relief package ends up passing, where then at that point in time you can update the information, but I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated. Alright, moving right along to the last question of today's video, which is from Boyd. Boyd says, I didn't qualify for the first stimulus check the first time around because I was dependent on my mom's taxes. I'm 48 years old and homeless because of the virus. Would I qualify for the next check? Okay, thank you so much for your question, and I'm so sorry for everything you've gone through because of the virus. I'm also incredibly sorry that you never ended up receiving anything in the first round of payments simply because of your dependent status. However, for the second round of stimulus payments, it looks like at this point in time, dependents even over the age of 17 will be receiving $600. This is a huge relief because, as we just mentioned, people like you who were claimed as dependents didn't receive a single dime. However, since the bill hasn't actually passed yet, none of this is completely set in stone, but I'll definitely make sure to keep you updated one way or another. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 4 free stocks from Webull, with 2 of them valued all the way up to $1,600 each, please feel free to claim those free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And finally, if you join Rakuten with my referral link in the description box below and spend at least $20, Rakuten will give you $20 cash back. This means that you could buy an item through Rakuten with one of their referral links, such as Nike, for $20, which would be around $22 after tax, and Rakuten will give you $20 just for making that purchase. This is just an incredible deal that I would love for everyone to take advantage of. Okay, so until next time, I'll see you guys and hope you have a great day today.